Hi nostalgic home cooks! Today I'm in the kitchen making Brie and Honey appetizers. Delicate bite-sized puff pastry squares baked to golden perfection. Stuffed with warm cheese, aromatic honey, and a hint of rosemary. These bite-sized treats are perfect for holiday gatherings and casual get-togethers. So let's get into the kitchen. This is how I make Brie and Honey puffed pastry appetizers. To start this recipe, I'm going to need to roll out the puff pastry. You can either use homemade puff pastry or to make this recipe extra quick and easy, buy store-bought pastry in the freezer section of the grocery store. If you're going with store-bought, allow the pastry to thaw and then roll it out into a thin rectangle. Slice into strips and then bite-sized rectangles, all about the same size. I'm going to be sandwiching these together to form the appetizer, so making sure they're the same width and height will make the appetizers easy to form. Over half of the little rectangles, make some slashes through the middle, making it so the top pastry will make a sort of golden cage around the cheese and honey filling. Don't cut all the way through the edges. Leave a border of pastry so that when the appetizers cook and puff up in the oven, the top will stay intact and just reveal the melty sweet filling. For the filling, I'm going to slice some Brie cheese. The cheese needs to be just small enough so that you can still seal the pastry around the outside. Place the cheese into the center of the half of the rectangles without the slashes cut inside. Spoon about 1/4 teaspoon of honey on top of the cheese and then sprinkle on top a small amount of fresh rosemary. However, the addition of the herbs is optional. To seal the pastries, rub a small border of water around the edges of the dough. This will help the top and bottom bind together. Place a sliced pastry rectangle on top of the cheese and honey. Form it over the top and press with your fingertips to seal around the edges. Place all of the formed appetizers onto a lined baking sheet and allow the pastries to rise 30 minutes. Once ready, I can bake my little pastries in a preheated 375 degrees Fahrenheit or 190 degrees Celsius oven and bake for 10 to 12 minutes or until golden. These elegant appetizers are ready to serve right away and are the perfect addition to serve at any get-together where finger foods are the star of the show. The combination of creamy brie, golden honey, and aromatic rosemary creates a delicious burst of flavor, while the flaky puff pastry provides a soft and crisp richness. Enjoy! If you're a fan of deliciously simple vintage recipes and old-fashioned skills, then you'll want to check out this next video. Thanks for stopping by.